All right. So today, second installment on protein synthesis. I briefly mentioned about transcription and translation the other day, but I need to make a little sidebar in this. This part 2, we need to talk about this stuff called RNA. RNA. We know that DNA stood for what?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
There we go. Don't hurt yourself. All right. Deoxyribonucleic acid. So logically, RNA is going to stand for what? Yeah. Ribonucleic acid. Whoa. Here we are at that word again. Why is it an acid? Why is DNA an acid? Brittany, what makes an acid an acid?
Because of the hydrogen bond.
The hydrogen
Positive
ions. Yep,
Okay.
that's it. If it gives off hydrogen ions, it's an acid. Okay, this stuff in solution gives off hydrogen ions. That's why it's considered an acid. Just like what I do with it. I've got it here somewhere. Just like this. Just like that Brittany gave me earlier. This is a crybaby gumball. Well, it's not really gum egg, maybe. Is it an egg?
Yeah.
So this is gonna hatch and make something even more sour than itself. This has got citric acid in it. Oh, look at that thing spin.
We should cut it open.
Yeah.
Inside?
Yeah. Does it have the stuff in it?
There's like a little dinosaur in there trying to bite my tongue. I'm gonna bite it open.
Is there powder in there?
Oh my gosh, there is powder in it.
It's powder.
No wonder.
That's why it's so sour.
Look at that.
No, look it up.
That's a bomb.
Brittany, you're trying to make him blow up.
Holy smokes. No wonder. I was like, gum can't be that sour. There's a trick on the inside. Tricky. Thank you, viewers at home, for letting me sidebar on this. This is also an acid. This is citric acid. That's making my tongue cry right now. Okay? This stuff right here gives off hydrogen ions, just like RNA gives off hydrogen ions, and that's why it's considered an acid. All right. Try that. Oh my gosh, it just melted through the floor. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ribonucleic acid. Now, I want to put a comparison here. So let's do this, gang. RNA over here. And put DNA over here. It's not exactly going to be a T-chart. It's kind of like a Venn diagram, but I don't like writing in circles. So here's the stuff that's about RNA. And the stuff that's about DNA. And the stuff they have in common. So, let's take a look here. RNA. Well, first let's go with what they have the same. We know they have 3 of the bases that are the same. Give me some of those bases. They've got these bases that are the same between them. A, which stands for adenine. G, which stands for guanine. C, which stands for cytosine. Oh,
Kiki, did you show me a picture?
that's all though. That's all. Okay? Because DNA has one more, which was thymine. Does anybody remember what RNase is instead? Uracil. Though DNA has bases still, there's none as cool as uracil. All right. Okay, so what else? Let's see here. Uracil, thymine, bases. So that's similarities and differences. Okay, what about this? They both have, let's see here. You had your fist, your face, and your hand. You remember what your fist was?
My fist.
Phosphate, right. I'm sorry, viewers at home, what we were talking about there is we did an activity where we made a chain of DNA, and each of us was a nucleotide, and our face was the what? Our sugars. Sugars is one of the things that's different. DNA has deoxyribose sugar,
Ew.
and RNA has what? Ribose sugar. And they're really, really similar. There's not much difference between the two. Okay. So the fist, our left fist was a phosphate group. Our face was the sugar. And our other hand, our right hand, ended up being our base. Okay. Some other differences is this. DNA will stay in the nucleus. It can't leave. It can't leave because it's the main copy. It's like if nobody in the town had any books, but everybody wanted to read stuff, and you weren't allowed to check the books out of the library. Well, people would go in, make little copies of books or pages of books, and take those with them. They could do that, but you can't actually leave with them because if you do and somebody else needed that information, it's gone. Okay? Now, RNA, what am I going to say about it?
It can leave.
Yeah, it can leave the nucleus. Plus, it's small. It's tough to fit DNA through the nucleus. It's huge. It's like 2 meters in length, and it fits in a microscopic cell. That thread does not leave the nucleus very well. These are little short threads, super tiny. Okay. Let's see. The other thing is this. DNA is double-stranded. Like getting a flat tire and running out of gas. You're double-stranded. See what I did there? Okay. Then you got RNA, which is going to be what? Single-stranded. So let's talk about a couple of types of RNA to try to organize this. Types of RNA. The first one on my list here is one called mRNA. Little tiny m, big RNA. RNA because it's an acronym for ribonucleic acid. The little m stands for messenger. Yes, good. Messenger RNA. And what it looks like is this. It's just a little short single-stranded ribbon. We're going to put some of these blocks on here. These blocks will represent bases. And so we could use A, G, C, or what? U. A, C, G, G, U, C, G, G, A, G. Doesn't have to be that, but messenger RNA. And what it does, makes a short copy of a small section of DNA. Small section of DNA. Excuse me. Small section of DNA. That small section of DNA that it's copying is called a gene. Okay. It's making a short copy of a gene. When mRNA is made, this is transcription. That's the name of the process where mRNA is made. It's called transcription. Okay, the next type of RNA helps out. Next type of RNA helps out in the process, and it's called tRNA. Little t, big RNA. Okay, stands for transfer RNA. And kind of cool, it looks like a T, like a lowercase t, or like a cross, kind of. But we're going to put something here at the end. So, you ready?
Ready.
here we're going to have this little section at the end that's going to have a 3-letter sequence. G, C. And at the other end we have a little thing. It's transferring. It's transferring this deal right here.
Looks like a person. Looks like a church.
You guys, I like that. You're making connections like that. Your brain likes that too. Okay. This thing right here is Blake, what are proteins made of?
Amino acids.
Yes, sir. I'm going to keep calling on you for that one.
Awesome.
It's carrying an amino acid. The amino acid it's carrying is specific to this code. Whatever this code is right here, it's carrying an amino acid. Like one that has this code will always be carrying this type of amino acid. This thing right here, this 3-letter sequence right here at the bottom of this tRNA is called an anti-codon, because it is exactly the opposite of a codon, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit.
Okay, Mr. Halley, wait.
Uh-huh, sure.
The 3-letter sequence is called an anti-codon.
Yes.
See?
Uh-huh. Well, hold on, whoa, not from your thing yesterday, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Logically, okay, listen, folks. The anti-codon is on tRNA. Guess where the codon is?
mRNA.
Is in the mRNA. Okay? So watch this. Let's chop these up into 3s. Each 3-letter sequence right here is called a codon. Because if it's cold outside, you got to make sure you put your coat on. See what I did there? All right. Codon. I should probably define that too. Codon is a sequence of 3 bases that codes, that makes sense, for an what? I give you a big hint with the "and." That's maybe why I made the "n" so big instead of just "a." And, which means the next thing's got to start with an A, E, I, O, U, or Y maybe? No, maybe just U. And an amino acid. And now you're starting to see how this comes together. Because this anticodon is going to line up with the what? With the codon. But it's got to have some help, and that's the last guy right here. We're not going to talk much about it, except I'm going to mention it. rRNA stands for ribosomal. What's the root word of ribosomal? Ribosome.
Oops, never mind.
No worries. Well, this could be like the ribs of the ribosome, because you have to have these to make this up. Ribosomal RNA is like... Oh, I probably should have finished some statements about tRNA. We'll come back to it. Ribosomal RNA makes up part of ribosome. So I want you to draw like a big blob and like another big blob. Ribosome. rRNA inside. At the ribosome, there is rRNA that's inside of this thing. It sounds like I'm stuttering, the rRNA. That inside of that makes it work. This thing, watch this. This reads this, grabs these to make a protein. We'll see how that works. I'll put all the pieces together tomorrow. I just had to introduce you to these guys today.
What does it say after rRNA?
rRNA inside. Yeah, it's going to be inside this ribosome.
What does it say? Ribosome?
Ribosome. rRNA inside. Okay. tRNA, transfer RNA, helps with translation. Helps with translation. Okay. So mRNA is made in transcription. tRNA helps with translation. We're going to see how this works tomorrow. I had a little song I wrote about this one. There wasn't much to it though. tRNA helps to translate at ribosomes, proteins are made, and then everybody just sings that till we pass out. tRNA. Anyway.
This is really cute.
I am. It's a fact. Okay. Any questions about our RNA molecules today? Okay. Be careful of this stuff.
So how you find how did you think of that song to use for that?
I was doing Christmas carols was the theme.